Good morning. Thank you guys for joining and listening to our weekly insurance training. This is Cody, your Secure Agent Mentor with SecureAgentMentor.com. I've got some extremely important information to share with you, something I'm jacked about. I've got some ridiculous numbers to share with you. Today's weekly insurance training, we're going to go over what I think is the key to success and how to submit $360,000 of commissions per year. So how do we do that? How in the world do we submit $360,000 of commissions per year? That's actual submitted commissions per year. And I can tell you how to be able to submit that much in commissions in a single year. And back when I first started, I probably submitted over 150. I got paid about 120, 117,000 to be exact. I was a captive agent. I was a brand new agent. Had no clue what I was doing. I had one single thing that I did every single week without question. I saw 10 people. Nothing got in my way of seeing my 10 people per week. And so you say, well, if you would have been an independent insurance agent, what would you have actually submitted then? If I would have been an independent insurance agent like I am now, I would have easily submitted over $300,000 of commissions, and I would have been guaranteed to make $250,000 that one single year. Now, you might say, well, what in the world is wrong with me? Why in the world wasn't I an independent insurance agent? And boy, golly, I wish I was. I started out with a captive insurance company. I learned the business doing that. I did it the hard way, though. When you're a captive insurance agent, that is the hard way to make a living. It's very difficult. And so I did it the hard way. And the reason I can say I would have made double the money and submitted double the commissions is I sold life insurance. And I sold a lot of final expense life insurance. And my captive insurance commission was 35%. I'm going to say that again in case you fell out of your seat or didn't hear me right. 35% commissions, what I was getting paid as a captive insurance agent to sell final expense life insurance. Well, now, as an independent insurance agent, our mentorship agents are always getting triple that, double that. You know, and our experienced agents are even more than triple that. So let's dive into what I think is a key to success. The key to success is seeing the people. I'm going to say that 100 times during this insurance training, this weekly insurance training today. See the people. The only thing that matters is seeing the people. If that's the only thing that matters, then why aren't we putting more focus on it? Why aren't we dedicating more time to it? Why isn't it the only thing we're thinking about? See the people. I say it all the time. If you can run 10 insurance appointments a week, just 10 appointments per week. I did that every week as a new agent. I did more than that every week as a new agent. If you can find a way, I don't care how you do it, it doesn't matter. You can ask 10 people to buy and sit down with 10 people and ask them to buy every single week. Then you will succeed at a high level. You will be in the top 1% of all insurance agents. How in the world do we do that? And the reason I say how to submit over $360,000 of commissions per year, that's submitted commissions on an annual basis, is that our mentorship program that we run here in Springfield, Missouri at Secure Agent Mentor headquarters, we average $693 of submitted commissions per appointment. That is crazy, that is staggering, and that is nuts. And there's a couple reasons why. Number one, we have phenomenal training, phenomenal support, and we have a fact-finding process that is second to none. We were able to cross-sell. We were able to focus on health, life, care, and income, and actual retirement monies. And so we're able to sell multiple different products, whether it's Medicare, life insurance, long-term care, or home health care policies, which we do have as well, or whether it's an annuity to give someone an income stream for life, or whether it's to give them a guaranteed 3%, or whether it's to give them a chance at an average of 5 or 6% of return on investment. And so we focus on those areas, and our fact-finding process allows us to submit a lot of commission. And actually, this number is for the last quarter. It's actually been going up ever since. It's actually a little longer than a quarter, but it's been going up ever since then. And we are submitting an average of $693 of commission per appointment. Now, we haven't had, we've revamped and we have a new fact finder that is going to drive that number up. And for every appointment, I could see our agents averaging about $1,000 a month. Let's have $1,000 per appointment of submitted commission. And so if you think, okay, if you guys are averaging almost $700 per appointment, if you'll just run 10, like I'm saying, if you'll see 10 people and run 10 appointments, that is almost 7,000 of submitted commissions per week. Let's take it a step further. I'm sorry, 7,000 submitted commissions, per week. That's almost $30,000 a month. If you think about it, that's over $360,000 to be exact, averaging $693 per appointment. Say you run 10 appointments a week, like I say, and you do that all 52 weeks. Just for easy math's sake, that's $360,000 and $360 of submitted commission in that single calendar year. How important do you think it is to see 10 people now? Are you doing all you can to see 10 people? Is it your sole focus? Do you wake up out of bed on a Sunday morning and think, I have to see 10 people this week? How in the world am I going to do it? I've got to have a plan. I've got to have a focus. I've got to have a system, and I've got to be able to do it on a absolute weekly basis. See 10 people. How did I see always more than 10, 15, 20 appointments a week? How did I do that back when I was an agent? Well, I did it in 5 different ways. The first thing I did, I had a call night. I had a call night with, it was kind of like my college call night. I would bring over college kids from a local university, and I was actually in college as well, playing basketball, and so I brought college kids over with me. Sometimes they played basketball with me. Sometimes they were just acquaintances on campus. Sometimes they were in the dorm room with me. And pretty soon I I had to turn kids away because I was just getting too many. What happened is I would set up from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. every Monday night. Would bring over college kids, and we would cold call. And I would give them a phone, a script, and a list of names, probably about 100 names or so. And they would call through these with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of excitement. We would get all jacked up. They would have get to why they were calling, and they would ask to get in the home multiple times. And by doing that in that 3-hour span, we said anywhere from 6 to 20 appointments, and I would always have at least 2 or 3, sometimes as much as 5 or 6 college kids over there calling, and I averaged about 10 to 12 appointments per Monday night of calling. And you say, well, how did you pay them? Well, I paid them $10 per appointment for the first 2. The 2 appointments was $20. After 2 appointments, I started paying them $20 per set appointment. So the third one and everyone after that was worth $20. And so they set 5 appointments in a night, they were making $80. And for a college especially, and then I was giving the winner, I was giving them an extra 20 at the end of the night, and I was buying them pizza, I was giving them iTunes gift cards, I was giving them gas gift cards, Subway gift cards, just all kinds of stuff, buying them tons of pizza. And so, I would spend a couple $100, $200 or $300 on that night, but the return on investment was ridiculous. I would always have an average of 10 to 12 appointments a week set just from that. Sometimes I would walk out of there. I remember one time I had 20 appointments. I was just psyched. I was jacked, and I did that. It was creative. I heard of no one else doing it. You got to get creative, and you got to see 10 people. And I knew I had to see 10 people, so I did that to see 10 people. And the other thing I did is I worked my warm market. You got to be able to consistently work your warm market. I read a book called Prospecting Made Easy and it says if you cannot write down a list of 500 people that you can call that know you or you know them, that you can call and ask to come talk to them and tell them what you do. If you can't write down a list of 500 people, then you are not serious about succeeding. You are not serious about this as a career, and you are not serious about your success. So, did I know this back when I first started? No, I did not. I had a couple hundred names, at least 100 to 200, somewhere in there. I can't remember exactly. It's been 6 years ago or so. But I called them, and did I want to call them? No. I was scared to death. My manager actually dialed the phone and handed it to me. He asked me which person did I not want to call, which person did I want to call the least or not want to call the most on that entire list. And he dialed it and handed me the phone. And before you know it, and they were receptive. They were nice. They even let me come talk to them. You know, so it's like it's surprising how receptive our warm market is. If they love us, they care about us, they'll gladly talk to us about what we do, especially if we're passionate about it, especially if we're serious about it. And so, think about your warm market. If you're serious, you'll write down 500 names you can go talk to immediately. That's the quickest way to get off to a phenomenal start as a new agent. Now, the third way I did as a new agent is I cold called. I would cold call about 100 names a day. We'll just read a script. Hey, this is Cody. Did I catch you in okay time? The reason I'm calling is we have a fantastic new final expense product, and I want to come tell you about it. Do you prefer mornings or afternoons? Your Thursday, what's better for you? The fourth way was door knocking. I would door knock about 200 doors a week. I had one day where I door knocked about 150 in one day and wrote 6 apps. Well, I can promise you I saw way more than 10 people that day only because I got in the home of more than 10 people. I wrote 6 apps, probably got in the home of 15, 20, you know, I don't know. It was quite a bit. I was a captive. I didn't have a great product. I didn't have a great price, and I wasn't competitive, and my commission was horrible. But I didn't think about those things. I focused on succeeding with what I had. Can we improve your situation as a secure agent mentor? Absolutely. And we'd be very glad and comfortable to do that. The fifth way is I called. So let me go back to door knocking first. What did I say when I door knocked? Well, when I door knocked, hi ma'am, my name is Cody. How's your afternoon treating you so far? Are you having a fantastic day? And they would respond. The reason I'm here is I help seniors in this area with their burial and final expenses. Can I come in for just 2 seconds? I would get excited, I would get enthusiastic, and I would ask to come in. And I would ask, and I would overturn objections, and I would ask to come in again. And so I just was very persistent. I knew to sell something, I had to get in the door. And to get in the door, I had to ask. So ask, get in the door, and sell. So that's simple. The fifth thing I did, and I did all these on a weekly basis, was life leads. I would get a minimum of 3 life leads a day, especially when I got some money. When I actually started making some money, I started cranking it up a little bit. But I would call. The key to working life leads that I found out was I had to call within 10 seconds, especially if I was quoting a higher price than everyone else was calling. I had to be relentless and hope that they would never talk to anyone else ever again. I would call within 10 seconds, and I would text an email immediately after. I would always leave a voicemail. And I would contact these leads 30 times within about 7 days. Whether it was text, email, or call, or door knock, or whatever, I would contact them at least 30 times within 7 days. I was relentless. Again, the key to success, see 10 people. How in the world can I see 10 people? If seeing 10 people is the only thing that matters, how can I see 10 people? How can I see 10 people? It is the only thing that matters in this business. You can see 10 people. If you have a fact finder, you will make stupid money in this business. See 10 people. Okay, so some characteristics that you need to see 10 people and to make in this business. Well, you got to become obsessed. It's got to become the only thing you think about. You've got to write that down on every morning and every night. My weekly goal is to see 10 people. My weekly goal is to see 10 people. My weekly goal is to see 10 people. You got to write that down every morning and every night. You also got to have an annual goal. You have a short-term goal and annual goal, and you can have a couple of each. I have 4 short-term and 4 long-term, and so become obsessed, become relentless. When you're cold calling, when you're door knocking, when you're calling leads, when you're calling one market, when you're call nights, it doesn't matter what you're doing. See 10 people, but become relentless. That's all you think about. That's all you can do. That's all you want to do. See 10 people and become relentless. You've also got to become very focused. By writing my goals down every morning and every night, it keeps me focused on what is important and what I need to do. See 10 people. That's the only thing that matters in this business. Why are we not doing it? And if it's our sole focus, and you know what, we knew that we would, our last day on earth would be Saturday if we didn't see 10 people that week. I can promise you, everyone would see 10 people if they took that type of relentless excellence to their business. Everyone would see 10 people. It would need to be a question. If we wanted it as bad as we wanted to breathe, we would do it. See 10 people. Become focused and think about it. So I'm gonna kind of recap this weekly insurance training. It's been a little shorter than most, but the key is to this business, the only thing that matters is to see 10 people. See 10 people every single week in and week out, and watch the money roll in. Watch the clients roll in. Watch how beneficial you are to your client base. Watch how many people you are helping. Watch how many fact finders you fill out. Before you know it, you'll be selling annuities. You don't even know how to sell annuities, which we have an annuity specialist here at Secure Agent Mentor that we partner with. 10 people. Let me ask you this. If you thought, okay, if I don't see 10 people, I will fail. Or if I see 10 people every week, I will succeed. Wouldn't you think the only focus of yours ever or at all would be to see 10 people? If it's that important, and if it's that crucial to our success, why in the world wouldn't we see 10 people? And why in the world wouldn't we see 10 people every single week? The key to success in the insurance business is to see 10 people. The prospecting avenues that you choose does not matter. It does not matter what you like to sell or who you're going to get in front of and ask to sell. If you see 10 people, nothing else matters. Find out what you like to sell. Find out the age of people that you want to see, whether it's individuals, businesses, it doesn't matter. Couples, seniors, young people, schools, I don't care what it is. Figure out what your plan of attack is. Put a system in place to see 10 people by having multiple marketing and prospecting avenues, and then focus day in and day out on seeing 10 people every single week. Again, if that is the only thing that matters, and if that is the only thing that determines your success in this business is to see 10 people, I can promise you we would all see 10 people. We would all see 10 people halfway through the week if we knew we was going to put more money in our bank than we knew what to do with. We would all see 10 people. I'm going to leave you with one more thing. When you're new in this business, you're not very good. Your fear is a lot greater than your skill. You fail and get no's a lot more often than you get yeses. But when you see 10 people, you are obsessed, relentless, and focused on success. Your number one, your skill will get better. You will become more focused because you'll see positive results. And seeing 10 people will become easier. It will become so much easier than you ever thought it would be. What can you do? I'm going to leave you with one last thought, one last question to think about. Think about this on a daily basis, on an hourly basis. Think about this when you're sleeping. Think about this when you wake up. Think about this when you go to bed. Think about this over lunch. And ask your wife this. Ask your boss this. Ask all the agents in your office this. Ask me this. I've got the answers. How can I see 10 people this week? What's the best plan of action and prospecting avenues and system that I can put in place right now to see 10 people this week? Again, ask yourself, how can I see 10 people? If that's the only thing that matters, and your success depends on it, and your life depends on it, and your family eating depends on it, and your success depends on it, and your career depends on it, and your kids going to college depends on it, ask yourself again, how can I see 10 people? If I had to see 10 people, and the only focus of mine was to see 10 people, how would I do it? Be creative. Put together a plan of action. Get some prospecting avenues. Implement a system. Become obsessed, relentless, focused and sold on what you sell and see 10 people every single week. If you have questions or you don't know what to do, you don't know how to do it, you don't know how to see 10 people, you're struggling with it, you're struggling in the business, doesn't matter what it is, call me, text me, email me, I'm here. My email is cody.askins@secureig.com. My phone number, call me, text me, 417-343-4397. My office number, 417-883-9300. Doesn't matter what type of failure you're seeing, you can succeed. You can see some people, I promise you. If I can ever be of assistance, please let me know. Thank you very much for listening. This is Cody with Secure Agent Mentor and SecureAgentMentor.com. If you haven't checked out our website, please do. Again, thanks for listening. I can tell you're serious about your success. Now go see 10 people.